You're listening to a podcast by the Perennial Leader Project. Welcome back to Dying Every Day, Stoicism in a Year. We've made it to day 53, where we're turning to Socrates to learn what it means to truly know right from wrong. In the Apology, the Greek philosopher Plato recounts in dialogue form the trial of Socrates. Quote, "Someone will say, 'And are you not ashamed, Socrates, of a course of life which is likely to bring you to an ultimate end?' To him I may fairly answer, 'There you are mistaken. A man who is good for anything ought not to calculate the chance of living or dying. He ought only to consider whether in doing anything he is doing right or wrong, acting the part of a good man or a bad." Unquote. Socrates, who was a soldier, uses the analogy of being in a battle. Quote, "For whenever a man's place is, whether the place which he has chosen or that in which he has been placed by a commander, there he ought to remain in the hour of danger. He should not think of death or of anything but of disgrace." Unquote. For Socrates and the Stoics, the most important thing is virtue or one's character. Socrates stressed that the difficulty is not to avoid death, but to avoid unrighteousness. The Apology concludes with Socrates saying, quote, "When my sons are grown, I would ask you, O my friends, to punish them. I would have you trouble them, as I have troubled you, if they seem to care about riches or anything more than about virtue, or if they pretend to be something when they are really nothing. Then reprove them, as I have reproved you. And if you do this, both I and my sons will have received justice at your hands. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our ways, I to die and you to live. Which is better? God only knows." Unquote. Although the large majority of us will not be put on trial like Socrates, it's important to explore our fears and examine what we deem to be the highest good. We should ask ourselves, probably often, whether or not we fear unrighteousness more than anything else. Thank you for listening to Dying Every Day, Stoicism in a Year. I hope you found something useful for daily life. If you enjoy what we're doing here and want to support the project, consider becoming a Perennial Meditations member. And finally, as always, I urge you to put what you heard into practice. Until next time, be wise and be well.